Before the brawlers we know today stepped into the arena, there was a different kind of magic on Starr Island. A name that has been scrubbed from the records, but lives on in whispers. Sirius. So, what's the story? Here's what we know. Let's look at the evidence. Starr Island was uninhabited for years following a series of mysterious and bizarre incidents. After being abandoned and feared as cursed, the island finally reopened with the Starr Circus. The CEO called it a bold new chapter, and at the center of it all was Sirius. He wasn't a fighter, he was a shadow puppeteer. Using only light and fabric, he made shadows dance so vividly that the crowds gave him standing ovations. But in Starr Park, magic usually has a darker cost. As the park evolved, the circus struggled to keep up. The shows became darker and more intense. Visitors started reporting something chilling. The shadows on stage moved unnaturally. More disturbing were the accounts from guests who claimed their own shadows vanished during the performance, only to reappear hours later. While the park pushed newer, more extreme attractions, Sirius withdrew from the public eye, refusing to comment on the growing rumors. Then, the tragedy. A massive fire tore through the tent. Witnesses reported unusual lightning and shadows stretching across the canvas walls even after the power was cut. When the smoke cleared, Sirius was gone. No body was ever recovered. The park officially assumed loss of life, but the investigation went nowhere. Some say he perished in the flames. Others insist he escaped through hidden tunnels that the park denies exist. But the survivors knew better. They say the shadows never stopped moving. Recently discovered audio tells a more sinister story. In a bedtime tale told to a young Jesse, we hear that Sirius was the very first entertainer on the island. But jealousy consumed him. He didn't just want the spotlight, he began stealing the shadows of others. We also have a recording of his mutual voluntary departure. It wasn't mutual at all. Sirius was being forcibly evicted by security. His last words? "You don't get to erase me. I am the star, and shadows don't leave just because you tell them to." It seems Sirius believed the shadows had chosen him. Even today, the brawlers still talk about him. Angelo and others at Barley's bar trade rumors that Sirius is the reason Spike can't speak, or how he abducted Gus and turned him into a ghost. There's even a theory that he's the reason Mortis can't stand the sun anymore. The park tried to reimagine his space and delete his name, but if the legends are true, Sirius isn't dead. He's just waiting in the one place Starr Park can't reach him, the darkness. Sirius was the first star. Now, he might be the park's greatest nightmare. If you see your shadow move when you aren't, maybe he's closer than you think.